Creating interactive models. This is what we're going to cover, and the command we're going to start with is manipulate. That is, it is a common way to start with something static, and afterwards to make, so to say, the graphs or whatever we have interactive. This is practically the essence of manipulate command. It makes you, it gives you the knobs, buttons, etc. in order to manipulate the graphs or whatever simulation or something else you have. Let's just start out with simple examples so it will become clear as we go. We'll start with plotting sin x with a domain from 0 to 2 pi. And as a result, we'll get this beautiful sine curve, so sinusoidal function. Now we'd like to be able to manipulate this. How can we make it iterative? Not iterative, but interactive. And in order to make it interactive, you just use manipulate keyword. Then you just take this, you paste it inside, and then what manipulate takes as its second argument is the knob or parameter you want to specify. Let's say frequency. And we want it to be from 0 to 2 pi. Now we can use the specified frequency inside of our function. That is, let's say we multiply by that frequency, and that frequency practically takes values from this array of values, and as a result we get this beautiful graph where we can manipulate the frequencies, decrease them, make them smaller or make them larger. Now another thing we can do with this whole manipulate thing is that we can remove the panel around it, and in this case it will become more simile and perhaps in my eyes more beautiful. Now another thing we can do is we can increase the image size of the plot itself, image size to large, and now the image size is large enough for anyone to see that this graph has become larger. The controls we have here, frequency, is not limited to a single control, right? We can have more of them. For instance, we can add another control which we'll call phase. It will go from 0 to pi as well, and as a result we'll get this. But right now, even if we change the phase, right, frequency works, but if we change the phase it's not going to do anything, but because we're not using the phase inside of our equation right here, inside of our main plot, right? So we just need to use it inside of this main plot. And now if we change frequency and then we try changing the phase, it works. Another thing we can do is that we can give it a set of discrete values. That is, it doesn't have to be a knob which slides around. It can actually be a number of options you can specify. For instance, we can specify another argument which will say function, and the function can be an array of sine, it can be cosine and tangent. Now we need to use this function. Let's rename it, yep, with a small letter, lowercase letter right there. And now instead of using just what we have right here. We add function in the front, in which case we can change the function we can use from the three options we have specified, which get substituted instead of this word. For instance, cosine, tangent, as you see, we have the horizontal extremus at pi over 2, and this is practically it. And it all works, be it with cosine or tangent, right there, moving the face. Now we can also manipulate the type of control the function has. For instance, instead of using these options, that is a setter bar, we can use something else. For instance, pop-up menu. Okay, we just need to place it in a different place. That is, this is our plot. It goes there, and here it is, right there. We just specified along with the array of the parameter we have specified. In this case, we have the array of sine, cosine, tangent. These are our options. And then we specify the kind of control type we want. And in this case, it's a pop-up menu, which looks better. Another thing is the plot range. The importance of plot range is that the default behavior of plot is that it determines the range, that is the height of this entire graph, automatically. Sometimes this is not desirable, and sometimes this does not work the way we want it to work, or perhaps we have a preference for the graph to be higher. Instead of ending at 100, perhaps we want it to end at 1000. And in this kind of cases, we can just use plot range. And then we can specify the plot range we want to have. That is 200, or if you want to have 1000, you can specify 1000. And as you can see, the range is from -1000 to 1000. That is practically it.